Hi, my name's Vic and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, My Medieval Allotment. So obviously, as the name suggests, I've got a new allotment here. I've been on the waiting list for exactly 1 year and I'm really happy that I got offered a plot here a couple months ago. So just got the keys recently and yeah, so I'm checking it out. This is the second time down here checking it out. And I've already got some really good ideas what I want to do, and because I'm practically infatuated with the medieval period, I've named my channel My Medieval Allotment, because I'm going to design my plot as if I'm in the high Middle Ages. So obviously I'm going to, you're not going to see any plastic, hopefully. Well, for the most part I do have some water barrels, which is obviously made out of plastic, but as time goes on they will disappear. But all the other stuff, what people use in that plastics, all that's getting rid of. Just for now, after when I do the digging, I'm just going to cover it with a tarp. After when I sorted everything out, there's going to be no plastic whatsoever on my plot. So I'm just going to do what I can do for now. And yeah, so anyway, back to my ideas. I want to design my my plot in the style of a medieval castle. So I'm going to build a wattle and daub fence, and I'm going to fortify it with crenellations at the top. So you'll see all sorts of battlements on my walls, which will represent the curtain wall of a castle. I'm going to do some machicolations. At the bottom half of the wall you'll see a batter, a buttress for support. I'm going to do some turrets, all sorts, and obviously, of course, I'm going to do a gatehouse with flanking towers, and all of that will be fortified. Also, I want to do a raised bed. Now the raised bed I will be doing wattle and daub as well, so it's all eco-friendly, organic. So that will take some time to do, but I'm going to get it done because this is a project what I want to do. Obviously, as I said before, you know, I've been studying and researching the Middle Ages. Specifically, I'll say my strength is more high Middle Ages, even early Renaissance, and also I do have a love for the early part in which they call the Dark Ages, which I disagree with. I don't call it the Dark Ages, yeah, the early medieval period or Viking era, that's what I have interest in. Sorry, I also forgot to mention, around the raised beds, obviously I'm going to fortify the raised beds as well. I'm going to do a ditch and a palisade, and I'm going to be using some of the raised beds to demonstrate some of the battles by using the vegetables. So just thought I'd just come up with this idea. And yeah, it's different. I've not seen anyone do this yet, so hopefully I'll be the first. And yeah, and obviously you're going to see, you know, what a real life castle should look like in what I'm going to do in my plot. You know, when the enemy's approaching, all your fortifications, your battlements, everything should be there. So I'm going to make my plot look like it's ready for, you know, withstand a siege. So I'm going to prepare all the battlements, everything's going to look proper, hopefully. It's going to take some time to do, but I'm dedicated. I'm really looking forward to doing this project. You know, you're going to see ditches, palisades, you know, drawbridge, all sorts. I'm going to do it all on my plot. And obviously I'm going to grow some vegetables in there. See, as I was saying just a minute ago with the vegetables, obviously I want to do a dedicated raised bed, just strictly just showing battle tactics, you know, warfare tactics on. And I'm going to use the vegetables, you know, to show where soldiers would be positioned and how to, you know, overcome your enemy and things like that. Last thing before we head over to my plot, I forgot to mention, because I'm basing my plot on the high Middle Ages, which is the 14th and 15th century, I will only be growing vegetables that were, you know, being grown at that time and before. So obviously if I do, you know, there will maybe a few, well, maybe one or two might get through, but for the most part I'm only going to be growing vegetables that, you know, that were around at that time and before. So if I do carrots, the carrots will be like a pale yellowish colour, and I think the original ones were also, I think it was red, or was it purple? One of the two. Need to do a bit more research on that. Obviously I'm not going to be growing kale-lets. You know, kale-lets were first created, I think it was 2014, so there won't be any of that. I'm going to try and stick to what was being grown around the time in the High Middle Ages and before, to represent that time period. So if you do like the sound of what I'm doing, of everything what I've said, with the, you know, the battlements of my plot and growing vegetables, making it more medieval, doing something different, then please like and subscribe to my channel and join me on this journey. Thank you. Now let's head over to my plot and show you what I've got. So this is it. It's all the way here. Just do a little tour. These are my tools what I just bought. Got a lot of work to do. This is the shed. What comes with it. So I can put tools in there, things like that. So got a lot of clearing up to do. I've managed to, well, I asked my cousin if he wants to join in with me on this, and he said yes, so I'm waiting for him to turn up. So we're going to do this together. So we've got a lot of cleaning up to do, cut back a lot of the bushes. Obviously I don't want to completely get rid of all the bramble because, you know, I want the blackberries. But yeah, it's all the way from there. So from this shed all the way to the bottom there, to this line, where this rope is here, this line. So all this is mine. So I'm going to track the progress of how we clear up. So when he comes, well, I'm going to make a start before he comes, but just gonna tackle this side first, and we just come back and make our way up to the bottom, and then I think the last thing we need to do is clean the shed, around the shed. So yep, so I'm going to make a start on it now.
Potatoes there. Yeah, man. It's like treasure.
Yeah, as what you can see here, there's plastic bottles in the ground and some other bits. So we're just getting rid of all the plastic, the harmful plastic, what we don't want on this plot. Clean it all out, and as you can see, in the meantime, found some potatoes still growing underneath there. So yeah, we're just clearing out all of this. Obviously some of the things we can use, which is specific for gardening, that's fine, but the other stuff we don't want on there, all that, we don't want that. And we'll just use a tarp in its place instead, use something else. This is what we're doing. Clearing off all the dead weeds, put them straight in this bin here. This is for the weeds what we've got in there, and this is where we're putting all the plastics what we find in the ground in there, and all the other rubbish. Okay, I'll do an update once we've cleared all this. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. As you can see, we've cleared a lot of the weeds, which was grown in here. Still finding potatoes and onions so far. So yeah, this is it so far. After about, how long would you say? 20 minutes? Yeah, about 20 minutes work. Done this now. As you can see, the previous owner of this plot, he obviously mainly concentrated on this side with potatoes. And as you can see, everything's in rows. He's mounted everything up in sections going that way. If you can see it, filled with potatoes. So what we're gonna do, we're not concentrating on just potatoes, so we're gonna level all this off, smooth it all out, de-weed it, smooth it all out, make it all level on this side, and then we will section it off in squares or rectangles and decide what's gonna grow in where. But for now, we're just gonna smooth it all out, and we'll start the sections probably in February. Right now we're in December. A few days till Christmas. So yeah, here we are working. Just needed a couple minutes break. Can be a bit of hard work. Now we're gonna get back on it again. Okay, do another update. Okay, this is what we've done so far. It's looking good. All of this. Now we're just going to cover it with a tarp. So we've done roughly about halfway. This is 2 hours work altogether. 2 hours work. And it's looking good, so we're just going to cover all this area. When next time we come, make a start on that half. After we've done that, then time after that, make a start around the shed. Then we clean up inside the shed. Yep. So we've dug up still a few potatoes, what was in there, some dandelion roots, couple onions. It's going really well. So we will be ready for this spring, and we'll keep updating. We've covered it with tarp. We've tilled the soil, roughly around half of it. I feel we've done a really good job. Altogether, 2 hours of just tilling the soil. Next time we come back, we work on this half. So I'm really proud of what we've done so far. So yeah, join us next time. Thank you.